All right, hello, and welcome to the first of many reading vlogs. Where did my voice go? I don't know. But for those who don't know, my name is Atia from Booking It with Atia. And yeah, we're just gonna be reading. I made myself some coffee because coffee first. And I'm actually gonna go back downstairs to my room and then I'll tell you what the reading plans are for the rest of the week. All right, we are back downstairs. Before I get into what I am currently reading and hoping to finish and make some headway through this week, we're gonna actually open some bookish mail. All of these I paid for, so it's not like that exciting. I know exactly what's in each one. This one is, if I can open it. There we go. This is volume 1 of the Apothecary Diaries. I recently started this manga series like this week. I'm already on volume 5, absolutely loving it. So what I do for manga, because it can easily get out of hand, is series that I'm currently reading and plan on continuing and enjoying, I buy the first volume of it, and that is what I keep in my collection, and then any 5-star volumes after that I add to the collection. This one is a historical manga about this young girl, or not really young girl, like young woman, I guess, like maybe 18, 19, 20, and her father is an apothecary, so not technically a doctor or a physician, but they deal with herbs and herbal remedies and things like that. And she was kidnapped one day by these like flesh traders and made to go work in the inner courts of the palace. And so these traders get a large portion of her current salary, and we learn that at the very beginning of the manga. But what kicks it off is that she ends up solving the mystery of the curse that has the emperor's young heirs dying, and so she's transferred to work for one of the primary consorts as her food taster, and it's all about her using her skills as an apothecary to solve these different mysteries. And I'm really loving it. I really enjoy the main character. Also, I enjoy the artwork, and the covers are beautiful. I am tempted to break my like only buy 5-star volumes rule because the covers are just absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, currently there are 8 volumes out. Wait, get a little close up. Will it focus? I don't know. Can you? There we go. All right. So next thing, I have a new release that I pre-ordered from Barnes & Nobles. I'm black, so we add S onto things that there are no S's. I know that it's Barnes & Noble, but I will forever call it Barnes & Nobles. And we have Benny's Song by P. Jelly Clark. This is a new... Is this young adult or middle grade? Okay, with that price, it cannot be middle grade. Hold on. One moment. Okay, middle grade, ages 8 and up. That took way too long. I don't know what this is about, but I do really enjoy P. Jelly Clark's writing. I really enjoyed Ring Shout by this author, as well as A Master of Jinn. And so yeah, I was super excited to find out that they were coming out with a title for younger audiences, and I look forward to listening to this because I usually listen to my middle grade fantasy as an audiobook, even if I have the physical copy. So I actually need to look and see if I can get the audiobook from either my library or Libro FM. Next up, we have another pre-order type thing, and this is actually from Satisfiction, which is a book subscription box that focuses on self-care and wellness and pairing that with BIPOC fantasy. And they have been coming out with some incredible special editions outside of their regular bi-monthly box. And so I think I know what this is. I believe this is the second book in the name bearer duology. The first book came in a previous box a couple months ago, and I think I see it, so I can get it for you guys and show it to you. I don't have a box cutter, so I just use a weird amalgamation of nail files that I just have on hand, mostly because I get my nails professionally done and I never really need the nail file. Yeah, okay, so this is book 2 and the name bearer. Ooh, this is a little thick, or thicker than I was expecting. I'm going to take it out of the plastic and then also show you what book 1 looks like. We are back downstairs. Before I get into what I am currently reading and hoping to finish and make some headway through this week, we're going to actually open some bookish mail. All of these I paid for, so it's not like that exciting. I know exactly what's in each one. This one is, if I can open it. There we go. Yep, this is volume 1 of the Apothecary Diaries. I recently started this manga series like this week. I'm already on volume 5, absolutely loving it. So what I do for manga, because it can easily get out of hand, is series that I'm currently reading and plan on continuing and enjoying, I buy the first volume of it, and that for her entire life, the name bearer's sole purpose has been to receive and deliver the names of the future monarchy from the flowers of prophecy. But when the child is finally born and the name bearer is sent to the flowers, they refuse to name him. Instead, they deliver a prophecy. Another child was born who is more worthy of the naming, and if they are found and brought before them, it will usher in a reign of peace. Having failed in her duties, the name bearer is considered a traitor to the crown and must hide among an elite sect of warrior women where she experiences friendship, found family, and love. Her training as a warrior helps prepare her to embark on her quest to find the unnamed prince, clear her name, and bring peace to her realm. A story of magia, warrior women, found family, and love, and not accepting who you are told to be, but embracing who you are destined to become. Okay, I will be honest, I forgot. Ooh, look at that. I forgot what the first book was about. One of the book clubs that I'm a part of, Be Too Weird, is actually reading the name bearer for not August, but September. So I will be leaving that to September. I will definitely like finish pretty quickly and then move on to the follower. What? Yeah, the follower of flowers. But yeah, let's talk about the books that I'm trying to read this week. I'm gonna actually switch up the angle just to keep things fresh. All right, we are now at the rainbow shelves and more. So I have 4 books that I am prioritizing. 3 of them I am in like the beginning pages of, I mean like the first 30 pages. So we have a lot of work to do today. But I will start off with the book that I am the furthest in, which is The Ebony Gate by Julia V. and Ken Babel. This was sent to me by Tor. I'm doing a tour for it, or on a tour for it, like an Instagram tour. So that's exciting. I don't even know, because I've been hybrid reading. So I'm flipping between the physical version and the ebook version. So I was reading quite a lot last night. So I'm going to say that I'm about 50% through this book. And I don't really know how to describe it. Like, I've been seeing it described as like an Asian John Wick. I'm not really getting those vibes. I'm also not like a huge John Wick person, so maybe that's why. I'm really enjoying it. I can't put it down. Absolutely having a ball. It's a short synopsis, so I'll read it to you. First one is True by Don P. Hooper. Look at that cover. Right? This is a YA contemporary about a young black boy who transfers is starting at a new school. Instead of his regular school in Brooklyn, he's going to this elite prep school in Manhattan. And this elite prep school is all about, like, you know, promoting diversity and blah, 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 blah. But our protagonist quickly learns what's up when a racially charged incident that ends in a, you know, little fisticuff fight leaves only him suspended and not the white golden boy of the school. Okay? So I believe using, like, it's humorous, it's funny. I love Emiko as a character. Really enjoying the action scenes and fighting. So I'm looking forward to finishing this, most definitely this week. I don't think I'll finish it today. Today is Wednesday. No, today's Thursday. Today's Thursday. But I do think I can finish it tomorrow. So going on to the 3 books that I'm like barely into. I'll start with the 2 that I had to prioritize because I'm also on tours for them. The first one is True True by Don P. Hooper. Look at that cover. Right? This is a YA contemporary about a young black boy who transfers is starting at a new school. Instead of his regular school in Brooklyn, he's going to this elite prep school in Manhattan. And this elite prep school is all about, like, you know, promoting diversity and blah, 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 blah. But our protagonist quickly learns what's up when a racially charged incident that ends in a, you know, little fisticuff fight leaves only him suspended and not the white golden boy of the school. Okay? So I believe using, like, the principles from The Art of War, this boy, like, gathers forces and they're going to take on the racism at this elite prep school. I'm really excited for this one. I just have to actually, you know, start it. Next up, we have Drink You by Lula White. This is actually an independently published author. This is not my first time reading from this author. This is, I think, my 3rd book of hers. Really enjoy the romance, really enjoy the steam, really enjoy the character development, especially in her male protagonist. And so this one is a part of the Explore Men of the Hamptons series. This is book 3. And we follow Lion Middleton. He is the eldest in a, like, very prominent black Hamptons family. And we have Camilla Roos, who is a spicy 4th child of the Roos clan. A tomboy, free spirit, and it is there. Oh, she just got out of a divorce. Hold up, wait a minute. Did I read that right? Lion is divorced. I was like, hold up. So yeah, again, I'm on page what, 9? 10. I'm on page 10. Ooh. So wish me luck. Then we have a book that I am very much looking forward, and it is the 3rd book in the Drowning Empire series. The 3rd and final book, I should say. The Bone Shard War by Andrea Stewart. What to say? I'll talk about the 1st book because, you know, can't talk about the 3rd book, spoilers. So basically in the 1st book, we have this world where people's bone shards, like their actual, like, shards from their actual bone, can be harvested or are harvested so that the emperor can do magic, right? And in doing this, it drains the people's life force. We follow the emperor's daughter, which is the name of the 1st book, as she tries to figure out, like, why is her dad being so cagey? Why does she have to go up against her adopted brother for the throne? She's essentially trying to prove that she can be the next emperor and learn this magic. We also follow he's not a pirate, but he is a smuggler. There we go. We follow a smuggler who is also looking for his long lost wife. We follow the daughter of a governor of one of the islands who is, like, very privileged and just doesn't understand why things have to change, as well as following her girlfriend who is like, hey, the resistance is here and we need to do something. And we follow those 4 perspectives. And there's this ever looming threat of the Alanga, who are like these people that the Emperor's family supposedly, by using bone magic, defeated, which is why the people of the Empire continuously give their bone shards to help protect them from this, this looming threat. I love the world building. I love the characters for the most part. And it's just really engaging. I've been averaging about a book a month. So I read The Bone Shard Daughter in May. Yeah, that tracks. May. And then I read The Bone Shard Emperor in June. And so I'm trying to at least get through most of this. It is July like 20th something, 26, I think. So I know I'm not going to finish this in July, but I definitely want to make some major headway. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. This clip is very long. Yeah, I will check in when I have an update on one of these 4 books or something interesting to show you. So remember I said when I have an update or something exciting happening. This is exciting. Oh, everybody, Miss Strawberry. Hi. Oh, come on. What are you flicking your tail over my coffee? What are we doing? Strawberry. Look, Strawberry. Look. You're just not going to show anyone your face? Hello? Hello? Okay, hi y'all. It's been a few hours. I'm finally getting into True. I'm only on page 11, but I just wanted to say I absolutely love the friendship between our protagonist Gil and his 2 best friends, Reg and Stretch. Like, I love seeing friendships between young Black teens, but I especially love seeing it between young Black boys. Like, I don't know. It's just something so nice to see, and this is written by a Black man, to see young Black men who are not afraid of like leaning into their friendships and letting their friends know that either they need them or they're there for them. So that's already a plus for me. So yeah, I'm going to continue reading. I actually might switch over to volume 5 of the Apothecary. How did I say it like that? The Apothecary Diaries. Oh my gosh. Only because I stopped reading it last night, but I only have like 25% left to go. I was tired, so I just went to bed. So I kind of want to finish that off, and then I'll hop back to True. All right, so it is the next day. Hi, hello. Friday, just so I can keep track of this in my head. I've made some progress in True. I'm about, I want to say 60 or 70 pages through. This white boy Terry that is terrorizing our protagonist Gil, I really need him to get his comeuppance, because he's already cruising for a bruising right now. And it's just like some of the things he has said so far. And okay, so we've already hit the inciting incident, which is the fight that leads to Gil getting repercussions, but not this golden white boy. And it was not Gil that instigated it. Several white boys that jumped our protagonist. Racially motivated attack. And I'm really looking forward to Terry, who's the like lead instigator, getting what he deserves. I don't know what that's gonna be. I don't know. It's giving real tiki torches in, where was that? South Carolina? North Carolina? One of them Carolinas. It's giving those vibes. It's really giving those vibes. All right, hello. It's still Friday. I am dressed because my partner and I are taking his mom out for her birthday this weekend. So we're going to a hibachi restaurant. I've never been or had hibachi like ever, so I'm excited, and I am getting in on my pre-dinner pets before I leave. My Uber is on its way. All right, hey y'all, it is late Saturday, but I wanted to give an update on Drink You by Lula White. I'm on page 65 or 64 or something, and I'm very, 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 very close to DNFing this book. Not that I don't like the writing or the writing style. I appreciate this author. I appreciate the writing style or whatever. The main character, Camilla, so far is fine with me. Like, I have no issues with her. It is, or the female, the one half of the couple, Camilla, right? It is Lion that is getting on my nerves. Now, if you remember in the beginning of the vlog, I think I said something about being interested in how the character of Lion is developed, because in the first book in this series that I read, Explore You, I believe, Lion is the older brother of one of the main characters in that book, and I didn't really enjoy him, of course. Like, he's the main character, point of tension, blah, blah, blah. In this book, again, first 65 pages, he's making some very, very questionable remarks about Camilla, and the way that he's making these remarks is coming off really misogynistic, really queer-phobic, really transphobic, and it's just like, I get it, he's very masculine, he wants to dominate, things like that, but there's a way to do that and say that without coming off as a jerk. And it's weird to me, at least, because this is the third Lula White book that I have read, and I did not have this issue with any of her other male protagonists. So it's not like these opinions or whatever are inherently baked into her writing. It is specifically this character that thinks like this, which is fine. I get it. That's an interesting way to develop the character, an interesting way to show us that he's very masculine and he wants to dominate and blah, 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 blah. And I want to keep reading to see if he'll be checked on that. But at the same time, I'd rather not. Like, I think I just convinced myself to DNF the book, which is unfortunate. I will still read from this author. I have a few other books of hers that I want to read. So I will definitely continue reading from Lula White. It's just that this one, Drink You, not for me. Not for me. I don't have the patience. Life is too short to be wading through questionable comments from male protagonists when I can open up another book and get the same amount of character development, the same amount of depth, and have it not be borderline misogynistic, queer-phobic, or transphobic. Yep, that's where I'm at. Tomorrow is a special day. Sunday is a special day. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, my hand is like all beat up and jacked up. Strawberry and I had we had a little tussle earlier. But yeah, I am going to see Beyoncé. Very excited. I will of course be vlogging, if I can remember. I will of course be vlogging that experience. Not too much, because I do want to just enjoy it and enjoy the process and just like take it in. It hasn't fully hit that I am going to see her. Like, it hit a little bit earlier and I was like, what? But it has not fully hit. But yeah, I will see you all in the next clip. Okay, I am back home. It is Monday afternoon. Such an incredible experience. Don't mind me in this random tripod. You will have seen some clips already. I don't even know what to say. It was incredible. 10 out of 10. Would definitely, absolutely go see another Beyonce concert. Whenever that next album comes out, I will be going. That is 100% for sure a guarantee. The plan for today, it is the last day of July. So I am going to, because it's not super hot, it like seems to have cooled down from that weird, intense 3-week heat wave. So I'm actually going to go outside on the balcony, or maybe I'll do the balcony and the backyard, but for right now, the balcony. And I'm going to film some reels. So I'm going to do my July reading wrap up, July book mail, August reading plans. For now, those are like the 3 that usually get done between the last few days of the month and the first few days of the next month. And then I think I want to record for YouTube my July reading wrap up. Yeah, I have to make notes for it though, because I want to make some notes on like ratings, what I liked, what I didn't like. And then I'll do my August reading plans. So today is going to be a day of, but for right now, I'm going to hydrate, make some notes, gather these books, and we're gonna film some reels. It's gonna be a fun time. So still Monday. It is close to 10 p.m. and I realized that I did not update you on like the reading that I've been doing the past couple days. So I have made major headway in The Bone Shard War by Andrea Stewart. I can't say too much about like the plot or whatever because that would be a spoiler since it is the 3rd and final book in this trilogy. But I will say that the intrigue is there, the plot is there. There are so many threads that have been woven and are continuing to be woven that I'm like, how are we going to wrap this up in like the other 500 pages that I have of this book? But I'm really enjoying it. I'm on page 110 out of like I think close to 600 pages, if not more. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I made a little bit more headway in Ebony Gate. It's funny because I'm enjoying the characters, I'm enjoying the plot, I find it really interesting. It's just for some reason a slower read for me, even though technically it is like a shorter well, I don't want to say it's a shorter fantasy. It's shorter than The Bone Shard War, but I don't know, it's just taking me longer to get through than I had initially anticipated. Not necessarily a bad thing because I am really still enjoying it. And that is pretty much it. Oh, I finished volume 8 of the Apothecary Diaries. Again, still really enjoying that manga series. Volume 9 comes out in August. So by the time you're seeing this, it comes out this month. And I'm really, like, again, really enjoying the series. I need to pivot to, I think I have 2 or 3 volumes of Komi Can't Communicate to catch up on. And I believe either 1 or 2 volumes of Yona of the Dawn to catch up on. And I'll be caught up on those as well. But yeah, those are the vibes. I've been watching a lot of BookTube today. That's the mood I've been in for the past, like, I would say week and a half is BookTube as I do things. I am going to convert my Kindle annotations for the Ebony Gate, or for Ebony Gate and the Bone Shard War. What I have so far, those annotations on my Kindle, I'm going to put them in the physical book, which is just something that I like to keep up to date on so that I don't get to the end of a book and have to go back and put in all of those annotations. But those are the vibes. You're so cute. Hey y'all, it is Tuesday, August 1st. This is gonna be a very quick, this is what we're doing today, because apparently I only have 3 minutes left on this memory card before I have to offload it. So the plan for today is to create some content, including at least one YouTube video, but I'm not gonna hold myself to that too strenuously because I am experiencing some migraine symptoms that will hopefully be rectified after I eat and drink some coffee and possibly take some medicine. But yeah, those are the vibes: content creation, hydration, and reading. I haven't made too much progress in the books I was talking about in the last clip, so I definitely want to get on that. I also want to finish Ebony Gate today. I've have been reading it for so long, not so long, but I've been reading it for longer than I wanted to, and I'm ready for it to wrap up. But yeah, let me clear this memory card and then get on to the rest of my plans for today. Hello. Hi. I'm here to talk about The Ebony Gate, which I finished last night. I started this clip and I just remembered that I did not actually give this a rating. I have my notes and everything, but I did not give the rating. So that's, anyways, I enjoyed this. I wish that it had gone quicker, but then again, I don't know how that would be possible. And I say that because it's very action heavy, but at the same time, I found myself asking how many major plot points have actually happened. And this would happen every time because when I read fantasy and sci-fi, I put, where are they? I put sticky notes every 50 or so pages or 75 pages or whatever, because a lot tends to happen in fantasy and sci-fi books. And if you're reading it over a long period of time, which a lot of times that is what happens because they are so dense, I find that it helps me every 50, 60, 75 pages to be like, all right, cool, this is what has happened in this section. And then this also helps me when the sequel comes out, I can just flip through those post-it notes and refresh my memory of what happened in the previous book. With this book, however, every time I got to a post-it note, I could only think of like 2 or 3 major plot points that had happened, but it had taken me so long to get to the next post-it note. And so many things are happening. There's all this action, which is great. She's going through all of these different interactions, and she's trying to figure out where this gate is and all this other stuff. And a part of me feels like maybe 10% of that, okay, thank you, 10% of that, are you done? A part of me feels like 10% of that could have been removed. I'm just gonna talk through the dove cooing because it's a normal occurrence in my life. So yeah, I don't know, that was weird because in the beginning I was like, oh my god, so much is happening and like it's action packed and there's fighting scenes and she's hilarious. But in terms of pacing, that's what it was. The pacing was off. The pacing was so off for me, especially in the last half when things are ratcheting up. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Can we get to these main plot points? Can we get to the climax? Like, it took so long. And also, I was confused for a good portion of the book, which for a fantasy and sci-fi, is to be expected. Like, I love me some fantasy. I know there is going to be a level of confusion that is to be had, but there is a particular, so there's this world where they're called the Gyren and the Wyren. I'm probably not pronouncing that correct. But then there's like a third term that combines the two. And so even up to like 20 pages out from the end of the book, I'm still confused about these different terms. And every time I thought I had a handle on what they meant, I'm thrown for a loop because it was never actually clearly stated what these different terms meant. So that was annoying and frustrating. But yeah, so I'm going to real quick, let me calculate this rating. Okay, so I'm gonna give this 3.5 stars. That feels right. It was definitely not a 4 because of the pacing issue, because of the lack of adequate explanation of some of the terms, right? Again, I'm not expecting to understand everything right off the bat, especially because this is not a standalone. It is the beginning of a series, but there's just some very basic elements to the fantasy world where even by the end of the book, it's like I still don't fully understand what this means. Okay, so that deducted some points. I don't even want to say it was inconsistent pacing. The pacing was consistent, and that was the issue. Like, I needed it to, you know, I needed things to speed up towards the end. Like I said a few clips ago, it's taken me way too long to read a book of this length when I've been consistently picking it up. Something's off there. But yeah, 3.5. I will be continuing with this series. This is a new release. I forget. I think this comes out this month. This month being August. We're now in August. So, you know, the sequel won't come out for another year or whatever. But yeah, not my book club, but the book club I'm a part of, Be Too Weird, actually has an author chat with these two in a few weeks. So I'm looking forward to getting some more clarity. Oh, I finished Yona of the Dawn Volume 39. It came out yesterday. I read it yesterday. I think for that one, it wasn't a 4. It was like a 3.25, 3.5. I don't know. It was weird. It was like a weird filler. Not filler, but I don't know. I enjoyed it, but not as much as I enjoyed like the previous volume. And I think that what really made it weird is that half of Volume 39 felt like it belonged to Volume 38. And then the other half feels like it really is the beginning of Volume 40. So I guess, yeah, it felt like a filler volume. It really felt like a filler volume that was just not connected at all. So those are my first 2 reads of August. That's how that's going. I am going to take a shower. This clip is getting way too long. I'm going to take a shower and then I think make another coffee and I believe prep myself to film a like structured YouTube video, my July wrap up. So yeah, wish me luck. All right, so update. I filmed my first YouTube video in like 2 years maybe, I don't know, but I filmed my July wrap up. I'm not going to edit it just yet. Maybe I'll edit it a little bit later because as y'all know, I am battling a migraine. I think I've been battling it since yesterday, really Monday, honestly. And I do want to get some more reading done. I forgot to tell you all that I'm doing 31 manga and comics in 31 days again. I did it last year during the month of August, so I decided to do it again during this month, during August of 2023. And I'm on track. It is the 2nd day of August, so like, you know, because I finished a volume of manga yesterday, so I actually want to pick either a volume of manga or a comic volume to read. And I think I'm leaning towards picking up a comic book. There's a few choices I have. Okay, don't mind my messy bed. That's just the product of filming a video. I went to my comic shelves and pulled a bunch of comics that I want to hopefully get to during the month of August. I'll of course be reading manga because like I'm always reading manga, but these are the 4 comics that I'm going to choose from to read today. So we have Crowded Volume 3, Cutting Edge Desolation, I've really been enjoying this series. Long story short, they live in this very plugged in high-tech world where anyone can put a hit out on someone else. So basically we follow this one woman who, Charlie, right? Charlie, it's like $1 million has been put on her head and she can't figure out by who. And so she hires Vita to protect her, and it is like 30 days and the hit will be up, and Vita is a personal bodyguard who is trained to do this because it makes it so that anyone can cash in. Like a regular old lady on the street can kill you and get $1 million. And then we have Bitterroot Volume 1, Family Business. This will actually be a reread for me because I don't really remember what happened in this, but this is like a family of, I believe, magical monster hunters. And yeah, then we have a newer collection, or a newer addition to my collection, Nita Hawes's Nightmare Blog Volume 1, The Fire Next Time, which I love the callback to James Baldwin. And yeah, I don't really know much about this besides the fact that there's a black woman on the cover and she apparently has a blog, and there's monsters and it's a horror series, so like why would I not? Then we have New Masters Volume 1, The Eye of Onrumila. Again, I don't really know much about this. I just know that it is black Afro-futurist fantasy world. And yeah, I'm gonna like let these sit in front of me and see which one calls to me by the end of, not by the end of tonight, but like within the next hour. We'll see which one calls to me. I think I'm leaning towards this one. I think there's something about it being horror and being about a blog writer. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we have come to the end of this vlog. I am going to end it here because my head hurts and I kind of want to just crawl into bed, so I don't know how much more reading I'll be doing and how much more of an update I can give. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you've gotten this far in the video. Leave an orange heart in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe and check out all of my socials as well as my Pango Book storefront where you can buy some books at great prices. And I will see you in the next vlog, which I'm literally going to start tomorrow.